Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself, and once we get connected with our other students, we ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop a very clear, good spiritual foundation with practicing meditation. So when it comes to that, as you know, the subject of this meditation based with the mind, and it is has many, many branches. That is a huge and deep subject. So then it is very important for all of us to have some kind of flexibility and at the same time keep the balance and stay on the track and develop certain adaptivity ourselves to brush up and clean with what we know about meditation and what we know about mind. So this is mind practice. This is mind stuff. And when it comes to the mind stuff, because this is when the stuff, the world stuff, these things, the material things based with the energy. But when it comes to the mind, it based with all this mind stuff based with the awareness, or another way we can call consciousness. So when we come to practice mind, this develop the meditation and develop the ability of awareness or the consciousness, sometimes we have to understand the very nature of the mind. Because that understanding will help you to be a little bit mellow, flexible when you practice. And so then we have to remember, here we talk about heart mind. So when it comes to the Buddhism, so the Buddhism don't talk about the head mind. That's what we call the brain. Here, when it comes to meditation, that means heart mind. And even though only practice point of view, we separate body and mind in the, like a very conventional level, when it comes to the mind, you can't separate it from the body. It's everywhere, with everything. It has no boundary. It has no shape. It has no color. And it always you can experience in the present moment, and it is alive. It is not something like a machine. And at the same time, it's everything. And it's everything means what you experience, all is your mind. And the very tricky part, you have to be very careful with this. Mind is not personal. And mind is not a private party. Because sometimes people think it's like that. And the mind is not a kind of like a jail, bring the suffering to us. That also misunderstanding sometimes. And sometimes people say, this mind kill me. My mind give me hard time. I stuck with my mind. So we all talk about, we all hear these things. So then always remember, it is very important. And at the same time, the mind is not something private reality. You know, like a private coach. You know, mind is not something like a private property that you own in this universe. So when it comes to that, another thing is the very funny part of the mind, because it has all the characters. The funny character of the mind, it always sees something, not itself. It always, the mind appear with something related to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind itself. And it is very difficult for us to see the mind from the mind. So when it comes to these old natures, that important part is to recognize mind is not personal. All other things is important, but one of the major important thing, mind is not personal. So we all experience this world with the same kind of mind, but the thing is, the very behavior, the very mechanism, very foundation is the same, but according to our personal experience, the way we experience it can be changed. So then always remember, it's always free, open, clear, no boundaries. So then your mind is capable to achieve to whatever it wants. Why? Because it's always free. So then it is your opportunity to use it, experience it. And that's why the practicing meditation is something important for you. Why? Because to get into this true nature of the mind, this is one way. There are many other ways, and there are many other ways that maybe we even don't know yet. But this is one of the way. So then if you master it little by little, little by little, so you are the one who can benefit out of it, not somebody else. So then always that the mind has a nature to reflect on things. And when the mind reflects on imagination, visualization, and illuminate the deeper inside us, something which is not real. And that is where we are more comfortable than the very reality in life. This colorful imagination we create inside us and feel us so comfortable, bring us kind of like a joy, satisfaction, and we mesmerize with that imagination, and then we live with it. We die with it, and then we born with it. And that's why the most of the time, so whatever the pictures that you take, or the selfie, the picture, the video, looking at it, you think it is you. It's really that your creation inside. It is not you anymore. But you think it is, you don't think it is a kind of like a something, this mechanical, technical, engineering way. You think it is me. And when the mother gave birth to a child, and the mother always think this is my child. Why? Because I gave the birth to this child. But when that child become little by little, little by little, little by little more younger, bigger, elder, what happened to that child? Then it's become somebody else. But that from the beginning, that what the mother believed, this is my child. And that the selfie we take, or the picture we draw, this is my picture. And whatever then, with the name or I, or with the connection my, whatever we hold, it is a interpretation of our inner imagination. But really, you can't hold anything in this world. Your mind not going to claim anything from outside. Your mind going to be with only things that create by mind. That's your thoughts, emotions, feelings, memory. Those are the things that mind so comfortable with, not the reality. So then the important thing, when you recognize this behavior, you have to remember this very reality in the moment. If you overtake by your imagination, that means your previous experience or the mental formations or the sanskara or the cankers or the memory, habitual patterns or the experience. For the moment you feel so comfortable, but by the time it's just another part of our own dream. So it's kind of like we all are awake. It look like that. We see things, we touch things, we experience things, but still we are keep looking for reality. If we are trying to connect it to the reality, what does that mean? Why then what we experience this? What's wrong with that? If it is the reality, then why we trying to get connected with something beyond that? So that's mean, even though we see things, hear things, smell things, feel things, taste things, we have to remember still we are not capable to completely make our mind free from this dream. It's a kind of like a daydream that we all experience. That's very behavior of this conventional world. So then, to develop your awareness, develop your consciousness, there is the method. There are many methods. So today I'm going to give you a simple technique, and you can enjoy and you can get the benefit, and then you can reach to the bottom level of consciousness. So when it comes to mind, it's always related to the result or the reactions, which we call the one definition of karma. So whatever you do in your mind, that means mental actions, there are certain things right away give you reactions, bounce back to you, bring some kind of result right away. It's not a kind of like a time period, the separation. There's no space. It's kind of like the clay and pot. You can't separate it, but it is not the same. It's not the same. Clay is not the pot. But that both bound together. So your mental actions like that, certain things, not all the things, certain things, it's blend your action and reaction together. You can't separate it. So then you have to know that. We don't know which action is like that, but you have to remember there are certain actions like that. So you can't tell, oh, compassion, loving kindness, anger, hatred. It's kind of like, no. There are certain things. And according to that moment of conscious decision, and according to the condition of your mind, it can change. But there is a way that you can tune your mind, you can uplift the vibration to get into that, good or bad, both. You can perform certain way that right away, when you perform the action, the result is there. So it's kind of like a loving kindness meditation. If you properly do it, because in that very moment, the result is there. So that one nature of the mind, power of the mind. And another one is you do an action with the conscious decision, and then when you end the action, the result comes. After you end the action. Before you, it's kind of like while you do the action, result not there. But after you do it, the action is there. It's really connected to the action, not separate. At the edge of the action, the result start. There is a connection, not disconnected, not separated. Like a relay. It's not the one person winning, and these poor people, it's need to connect, cannot drop the stick. So it need to keep connect, and then that connection itself bring the result. So like that, there are certain actions when you do, in that very moment while you're doing, there's you can't see there is a reaction. There is a result going to come. In the action, it is not there. But when you end the action, it arises. And another nature of mind, when you perform the action, the result is not there. And after you end the action, result it's not there. But it is there, but it may going to appear within another 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, like that during this life. Before you die, that sometimes the action's going to happen. The reaction's going to come. Because it needs a certain cause and conditions to develop the action. So it's kind of like your retirement. It's kind of like a 401k. It's kind of like your social security. Because it's not end of your action. It takes time. It takes time. It grows itself by the time. But here you keep doing this, and there is a connection, but it's not really connect with the end of the action. But you gain it somewhere, someday. So like that in your mind, there are certain actions. So what we can't tell this action or that action, it according to your conscious decision and power of the mind and the condition of the mind, it depends. And there are actions, the result, you perform it today and you can't see it anywhere, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you can't see it. You're not going to get it. And even maybe you're not going to get it in this very lifetime. But somewhere in this journey of samsara, you get it. So those are the 4 preconceptions that you have in your mind. And you can't kind of like change the frequency. What you can do, you can take the conscious decision, change, and according to that, you can stop that all. So because that all leads by the greed, hatred, and the delusion. That is the core power of these all frequencies. But somehow when you take the very conscious decision right now, right here, maybe you are capable to change deeper in you certain kind of reactions. And once you change that, what happens? Whatever the action, the reaction or the result happening in this very moment, right now it's going to change, like recognizing impermanent. And this impermanence is a kind of like something. If you really experience it in this very moment, the result in here right now. And other thing is, end of the action, you may gain the result. And maybe somewhere during this life or samsaric journey. So you can recognize this and you can stop this all, whatever going to happen. So you have that ability. So then your future in your hand. So in your hand means it is depend on your own conscious decision. Remember that. So it is not you, we all are in a kind of like a same universal property, but the way we maintain our own moment of conscious decision change our own result in the future. So we use the same thing, but the way we use change that all. Or if anybody use that anything according to the eightfold path, then they all going to get the same result. So then always remember, be very careful yourself. We use something not belong to us. And then the way we use it going to bring us some kind of result. When the result comes, sometimes it can be difficult for us, or it will make more help for us to become more and more and more aware about us. But this mechanism will help for you to go in this journey and make you kind of like a very sustainable person, to have a very comfortable samsaric journey. But our purpose is not to have that kind of sustainable journey. Our purpose is come to end. How you can stop this, all the 4 kind of outcomes out of your own moment of mental actions. While you perform any action, how the outcome, and after you done the action, and somewhere And maybe someday in this samsaric journey, when you become very conscious in the moment, and if you have the clarity, and with that clarity, if you are capable to recognize whatever the perception as it is, and recognizing it, and if you can see how things come to be as they are, without interference, this self-centered mental interference, if you can see how things come to be as they are within your own experience, not with the outside properties, within your own form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, how the forms arise, how the feelings arise in you, how the perception arises in you, how the volitions arise in you, how the consciousness arises in you. If you see how it come to be as it is, in that very moment, you are capable to take a mental action, not to create any kind of outcome. That is the beauty of being conscious. See, that science cannot catch by this physical world, these material things, because the material depend on energy. You can't destroy the energy. The energy you can transform to something. It becomes something else. But here in the mind, if you come to this conscious science, you are capable to completely erase the mental existence. And I think even in the modern science, and still they can't imagine that, or still they can't digest that, how we can do like that. Because we go behind the outside material things with the quarks or the electron, neutron, protons, and we try to go with behind the Big Bang and all this machines and technology. But here, there is a science, this conscious science has ability to completely erase, and no one can find what happened. No one can. Even the Mara, the Brahma, it doesn't matter. You have high mental powers, even you are a deity, angel, and you have kind of like a satellite, telescopes, microscope. No one can find what happened to you. That is the complete eradication, erase. That is what the nature of the Nibbana. So how you can do that? Go deeper into you, being conscious and see the process, and then seeing the process and recognizing how this mental action arises in you. And once you recognize that, how you respond to that, in which condition, with what kind of point of view you carry, what kind of behavior you have in the mind. And you withdraw it once you have the very clear mind. And with your eye, you see only the mind. With your ear, you see the ear. With your nose, you see the nose. With your tongue, you see the tongue. With your body, you see the body. With your mind, you see the mind. That's it. With this all, you see the consciousness. It's not your consciousness. And that is something that you can experience. So that is where we are heading in one direction. It is one path that you can access. There are many ways. So the meditation will empower that ability. And so the simple technique that you can practice to develop this is this. Whatever you see, there is some goodness in that. Even the demons, the maras, the darkness, the very bad things, very sad things, there is something, some goodness in that. Try to see it. Be with it. Only be with it. It doesn't matter. The entire universe, so dark, messy, ugly, sad, worried, disappointed, grumpy. So you mean whatever. But you find like a very little place, like a mustard seed. You find a little light, some kind of beauty, and some kind of goodness. So you see it, you catch it, and you be with it. You hold it. You anchor to that. And if you can stay 1 second, that 1 second will change the entire journey that you keep going. And it has ability to shift you to different level. That level, you are capable to bring the transformation yourself to deeper, to absorb this consciousness clearly, with the fully open and with the ultimate freedom, and at the same time to get out of from all the tangles. And that is one way. That's why remember that when we develop the mind two path, wisdom and compassion, so the compassion rise from that path. It doesn't matter how difficult, how dark, how ugly, how sad, how dangerous, you don't focus to that. You see only that whatever the goodness exists. Try and you can see. And it is a very beautiful practice. And if you keep doing it, you will get the result. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. So all the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. We also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So if your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again and settle down with the sensation. And at the same time, try to see the condition of your mind and how you experience this moment. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Being Suva, frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipatiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.